Back here inside the Monument Arena from Rapid City, South Dakota, the Idaho Steelheads kicking off a 3-game series against the Rapid City Rush. It all begins tonight with the opening face-off at 7:05 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Cam McGuire here sitting alongside Idaho forward Jade Miller as we continue along here on another edition of the Steelheads Hockey Show, brought to you by New Belgium Brewing Mountain Time Premium Lager right here on KTIK, The Ticket. Jader, we'll get into this series coming up in just a couple of minutes, but hey, let's look back last weekend. 2 games against Wichita, fell 5-3 on Friday night, bounced back with probably one of your guys' most physical games on Saturday, a 5-4 overtime win. And, we talked last night with AJ White and Nick Kanade about the physicality. And, before we get into the message after the game to the team on Friday and heading into the game Saturday, Mr. Gordie Howe hat trick there Saturday night. Have you ever had one of those in your career?
No, it's pretty rare that I score a goal and have an assist and then a fight. So pretty rare for me.
Not only did you score a goal, but then after the goal, it led into the fight 17 seconds later. So bring us back into that moment, kind of how it all escalated.
Yeah, it kind of stemmed over from the first period. Him and I got tangled up a couple times, and he asked me a couple times if I wanted to go, and it turned out in the second period, I think, is when it happened. I felt a good cross check on my back and got up, and he asked me, and I was in the mood at that point to oblige. So it was fun though.
Well, let's go back into the team physicality aspect, because that's been something that has been preached, right? Hasn't it been throughout the season? And I know there was a strong message after the game on Friday about being more physical, and that led into your guys' conversation Saturday morning, and then obviously into the 60 minutes and the overtime on Saturday as well. What was that message to the team?
Yeah, we just preached that one of our strongest identities is to be a physical team, and we haven't had the record we've liked at home. We want that to be the hardest place to play in the league, and that starts with being heavy and strong in the corners and being physical and not giving up a whole lot of ice out there. So it's something we've kind of gotten away from, and kind of reached a breaking point, I think, where everyone realized it on Saturday, bought in, and it was good to see guys up and down the lineup doing it.
Well, we mentioned you getting the Gordie Howe hat trick. I think I feel bad saying this, but maybe overshadowing it was AJ White dropping the gloves in the first period, and 559 games he had gone without a fight. November 16th of 2016 when he was with Atlanta during his rookie season. So that was his first fight as a Steelhead. We chatted with him about it last night, but when you see your captain drop the gloves, what does that mean for a group?
Yeah, that's just him dragging us all into the fight. You see your leader doing it. Nobody's got an excuse not to. So, like I said, I feel like the last month or so there's been bounces going one way versus maybe our way, and I think there's been a lot of frustration and kind of, like I said, reached a boiling point there with the physicality and the lack thereof. So Whitey just kind of took it into his own hands and knew he had to step up in that way, and it really energized our group, I think, and it was really easy for me to follow that up.
Well, I don't know if we'll see him fight here tonight. Probably not if I was a betting man, but on a serious note, you've shown now as a team that you can play physical, you can be hard to play against, and you've done it once now, and now the hardest part is to replicate that here tonight. Is it more of a mindset to be physical, or what is it? What allows you guys to be physical?
Yeah, it's definitely a mindset. I mean, that's one of our identities, like I said, and we got away from it, and we found earlier in the season, I think we were really physical, and that's when we got off to that good start. We kind of, for whatever reason, got away from it. And obviously, Friday night was not a pretty game. I think we were really soft, and each guy in the locker room would, reciprocate that. So I think, just like I said, Saturday, we wanted to be physical. We wanted to turn the tides a little bit, and we saw the kind of outcome that can produce.
Steelheads with 21 games left on the regular season remain 4 points back of the fourth and final playoff spot, 5 points back of third, and 6 points back as second. This is a tough stretch for you guys coming up, kicking off the first of 6 consecutive games on the road. Obviously 3 here this week in Rapid City and 3 in Kansas City next week. So, as a player, tell the audience, what is that like, 2 weeks kind of on the road?
Yeah, a lot of hotel time. But these are the fun weeks, right? You're on the road with the guys having dinner and stuff, and obviously a tough 6-game stretch coming up here. But it's really comes down to focusing on tonight and doing whatever it takes to get 2 points.
Well, we mentioned how close that the standings are. Is it one of those things you take it game by game, maybe series by series?
Yeah, you have to, because whether you win or lose, you got to flush it and you got to be ready to go for the next game. Right now, points are at a premium, so we got to do whatever we can to make sure we're collecting points and putting ourselves in a good spot here come into the season.
Let's look at this head-to-head season series. 11 meetings between the Steelheads and the Rush. 9 of the 11 have been decided by 1 goal. 5 have gone beyond regulation, overtime hockey, something that you guys have played a lot in this season. 17 games beyond regulation. The road teams won every game in this series. You mentioned wanting to be better on home ice just a couple of minutes ago, but looking at it, Rapid City has played you guys very tough. They give it your best every time you meet them. How do you guys kind of overpower that, not only here tonight, but this week?
Yeah, I think, honestly, they have a better group of players than what their record has shown throughout this season. They play hard. They buy into their systems and what it takes to win for them over there. So, for us, it's been a lot of tight games versus them. It's high intensity. They're high-spirited games. And we just want to make sure we stay level-headed there. I think we don't want to give them too many power play opportunities. We want to walk that line a little bit, not exactly cross over it, play on the edge there, and bring the physicality from Saturday night into this one. We're comfortable on the road. We've had a good record on the road, and these are the ones that mean a lot, especially coming into Rapids Barn.
There you have it. That's Steelheads forward Jade Miller. We'll have more to come after this timeout. Jader, as always, appreciate the time. Best of luck here tonight and have some fun.
Thank you, Cam.